Welcome to TIOMS. Time is on my side, making technology work in your business. This is our e-learning portal where we provide free of charge training videos, quizzes and associated example downloads. If you require further information or assistance with training, please contact us at TIOMS. Thank you. This session is an introduction to planning and cost tracking. We will discuss two types of plans in this session. This first one is a general project plan and it has a section for costs. So you can see across the top we would put in the project title, the name of the project manager and the last change date. There's two ways of dealing with dates. We can either resave the plan with a date in the file name every time it's changed, which is quite handy because then you can look over plans that you've done previously. But it's worth putting the change date in here so you know exactly where you are. The column A is for the activity. And what I've done here in these yellow areas is just put a line where you might put in the name of a selection of tasks or a milestone. So here we might say training, and under here it's prepare, document. If I could spell that, press F7 inside a spreadsheet and you can check your spelling. It's always worth doing that before you complete a spreadsheet because it doesn't check your spelling as you're going on. Number 6 there, we could say deliver, and here we could say results. So under the heading training, we've got a selection of things to do. This one here could be milestone, go live date, and that would be out here somewhere where you'd put a big sign in to say this is our go live date. Now we've got a status column. This is based on the traffic lighting methodology, and these symbols are available in Excel. So you can see that the symbols presented depending on what number you put in. So I've set these up so if I put in a number 1, I get a triangle in yellow or orange. If I put in a number 2, I get the green circle. And if I put in 0, I get the red diamond. So this one is on target. No, it's not. This one isn't on target, but we're saying this one is now amber. So I'm going to change that to a 1 and we get a triangle in there. This one's green. We haven't got there yet. And these two are indicating red, that they're actually late. So any of these you can simply change. We're using a 0, a 1, or a 2. Person responsible, due date, and here I've put in a section for costs. So these are just summing the column. So you can see I've just made a sum that goes down here to row 322. I've made the basic template go down to row 36 here, and you can just add rows as you wish, copy, paste new rows, insert new rows. So the cost, this is the cost estimate for each of the subjects if you have them, if you have costs attached to them. Of course, if you don't, you just leave that blank. Total cost estimate at the top, And then as the items through the project are done, you put in the actual cost, or how much you've spent as you're going along. You might have spent 1,000 on this one up to the 20th of July, and if you spend another 1,000 at the 27th, we just add another 1,000 in there. So that gives you a run-in total of how much you've got left to spend on any item and how much you've got left to spend in the project. Now, this isn't very good for forecasting spend, and that's what the other sheet is about that we'll talk about in a little while. From a date point of view on here, we're putting in the date and the first day that we start, and then we're adding 7 in each of these. So I've worked out when the first Monday is, and then the formula from there on is just add 7. You can use the dragging out methodology, but it doesn't know whether you want weeks or months or whatever you're trying to do. So this is quite simply, if I change that from Monday the 6th of July to the 5th of August, you'll see they will all spread out there. If you get these hash signs, it just means the field's not big enough. If you click between the two columns there, it will make it the right size. So you can see whatever you put in here just starts the sequence. So what did we have? Was it the 29th of the 7th? No, it wasn't. It was the 29th of the 6th, I think. Yes, there we are. And there you go. And you can keep adding to that as you go along. So if I just copy that row and paste a few more in, we get what we had before. So a simple project plan, but very, very useful. Very useful for people that aren't confident with things like Microsoft Project and also haven't got that software. It's not a standard part of Microsoft Office. So often when you're running a project, people will struggle to read your project plans and so on, or make adjustments or comments or whatever. So there's lots of things you can do within the plan. You can write things in here, don't forget, just simple notes, that type of thing. You can right click and insert a comment. This was great. And just hover over that and you can get the comments. So all in all, very simple but very productive project plan. Now this plan is just for cost tracking. You can see we've got similar things to we had before. We put in the title, the manager's name and the date, and activities along the left-hand side, and the expected costs of those activities, cost to date and remaining. And in this one, we're actually putting in the costs as they're occurred in particular times along the project. And that will show the spend as we're going along. It still really only gives us an overall remaining against expected. Another thing we could do here is we could actually add columns for expected spend in a particular month or week, or whatever it is, and actual spend in that particular month. So accountants could then allocate funds for each month of the expected spend of the project. So there's lots of things you can do here by inserting columns, or more than likely you would do this monthly, and this one is weekly, but I think it's more than likely you'd do it monthly, and you would track the costs each month like this. All of the templates discussed in the TIOMS Deep Project Management Methodology training sessions are available free at www.tioms.com.au. Thank you for trying our TIOMS e-learning. Please contact us if you require help with training in your organisation. Thank you.